Hello group, we're here today to analyse these brand new oilers which come from Eachine of Microcosm Engines, or Microcosm. Eachine has put a lot of thought into the design of these oilers, which are very beneficial for the horizontal range of engines. The horizontal range, if you have a later one, of course, you've got a little blanking off screw here, and these oilers screw straight in without any thread adapters or having to machine that out to take a bigger thread, etc. They go straight in. Now then, as you know, with these hit and miss engines and also the throttle governed engines, the horizontal range, to get lubrication in the cylinder and a little around other places, we have to put oil in the fuel, which effectively makes the 4-stroke engine more like a 2-stroke. And it's a very thin line, really, whether you add too much oil or not enough, or in some cases, if you're lucky, you get it just right. If you add too little, you can get excessive wear on the cylinder and piston and so forth. If you get it just right, you're lucky. But if you add too much, then you get half burnt oil coming out of the back of the cylinder here, all over your engine, or out of the exhaust all over the base of the engine, or wherever, or yourself if you're in the way of it. So anyway, Eachine, as I say, has made these, well, I can only describe them as superb. They are little works of art. Lubricators for the horizontal range of engines, which just screw straight in. If you take a look at one, if I just unscrew this, it's not fully screwed in, but I'll just unscrew this first. And if this obviously affects the rate of flow, I'm just in the process of ordering some new thin oil for these, and you fill the oil in the top there in that little hole. But if you look at the piece what screws out, if I can get it in focus on the camera, it's got a point rather like a needle on a carburetor, and when that of course is screwed in, by slightly unscrewing it when it's fully seated, you get a steady drip of oil going down into the cylinder and onto the piston. I can't praise Eachine enough for these lubricators, because he's put a lot of thought into them to get them just right. You can buy certain lubricators online from other companies, and they are absolutely horrible to fill up. They're hard to fill up. They are only brass plated and the brass comes off. But these lubricators here are absolutely beautiful. Eachine's actually given me 3. I've got one on this engine which was delivered yesterday, and I've got one to go on another engine, and I've got a spare one for my next engine where I'll be ordering off Eachine very soon. But there's the actual end of it. You see the thread there. I don't know if it's M2.5 or M3, but anyway, you take the screw out and that screws straight in. Then of course you fill the top up with oil, then adjust the oil flow, remembering of course that when you finish using it, to turn the oil off. But what an absolutely stunning little lubricator to make for these engines. And it's a credit to you, Eachine, that you have worked so hard and so tirelessly to get everything spot on and right on this engine lubricator. I can't thank you enough for this improvement, and I'm sure that lots of people are going to buy these because they are essential, really. And of course, you're using less oil in your fuel. You're still putting a little bit in, which helps with the, particularly the inlet valve, helps it a little bit. But you won't be using excessive oil, which of course then comes out the bottom of the cylinder, all over this part of the engine, the crank and the big end and things, and gets flung everywhere. And also you won't be getting it out the exhaust if you get the flow just right. I'm not saying don't use any oil in the fuel, but I would say use just a little bit, just sparingly. But these are an absolute must for anybody with a microcosm engine, a horizontal engine, who wants perfect lubrication and also to add a little bit of realism to the model. As you know, Jin has now started doing a painted range of engines. This one here, of course, you can see it's not a hit and miss engine. It'll be getting reviewed very shortly. It's throttle governed, it's not hit and miss. And the colour is absolutely to die for. It's a shade of blue. I think it's called midnight blue or something. But I've seen lots of full-size engines painted this colour, and traction engines too. And the colour is absolutely to die for. And it might look good on camera, but when you see it in the flesh, my God, it's beautiful. And if you see a microcosm engine this colour, do yourself a favour and buy it, because when you unbox it and you actually see it in the flesh, the colours are striking, are absolutely striking. But as you know, over the course of the last few years, I've had many engines and sold many engines and kept many engines, and my longest keeper was an ET1 or an M90, because it had a certain something what other engines like Engimores and things lacked. And from now on, I will be just purchasing only microcosm engines, because they are better built, they're more heavily built. The screws, the Allen screws, unlike the Engimore, they are all really good quality, and they all unscrew easy if you have to do some maintenance and things, or you want to upgrade or replace parts or do whatever. All these unscrew easy, where on the Engimore engines, many are very soft steel and they just round off. You do not get that with these engines. The fasteners are absolute top quality. As I say, I will be giving this engine a review very soon, the next day or two. I'm just a bit tied up at the moment, and I've got a few things going on that I have to deal with. But these oilers, we're back to this now. Do yourself a favour, if you have a microcosm or Eachine engine, get some of these little fellas ordered, because as I say, they are the absolute business for these engines. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, give your engines a run, but more importantly, enjoy them. Thank you for watching. Bye.